play here.
He's coming.
Yeah, he's coming. But I got Kerry Crawford in studio with me. He is from the Pinnacle Investment Group. Is that right?
Pinnacle Retirement Advisors, Tom.
Pinnacle Retirement Advisor. I've only been in your office numerous times. And still
Probably 10 times.
College football, shots to the head.
That's all right.
You know.
You're good, buddy.
We're going to talk, though, about the Nancy Rinehart Endowment for Dementia Education.
That's right.
And I got a little taste of exactly what a dementia patient goes through. When I took a walk through at Hospice, they do a walk a mile in the shoes of a dementia patient.
Sure, I didn't know you did that.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
Good for you.
And I won't tell because Lainey asked me not to tell the particulars of what happens in that event. But I will tell you, if what I experienced, the frustration, angst, and just complete out of my element and out of sorts because I was not in control of anything.
Oh, yeah.
If that is 1/10 of what an actual dementia patient goes through, we need to cure this problem right now.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more, Tom.
I was angry 45 seconds into this thing. Lainey thought she was going to have to stop it. Lainey works at Hospice. She's at Hospice. Lainey thought she was going to have to stop my experience because she thought I might start breaking things. That's how angry I was.
It gives you anxiety, that's for sure. So I've been in the business since 2001. And when I first entered the business, I did long-term care insurance. That's what I did. I sold long-term care insurance to people before I got into the financial side, planning side, and the wealth management side. And, when I look back, it was really a blessing to have started there because I've watched my clients age and I've watched these things happen. And up until I actually took this virtual tour over at Hospice, I really didn't have, I thought I understood.
But you didn't.
I did not understand.
Had no understanding whatsoever.
I didn't. And I used to tell people, and I remember even with John and Nancy, when she was first diagnosed and she was still able to carry on a conversation and that sort of thing, they were kind of planning, marking their bucket list off. Let's go do this and go on this hot air balloon trip. And
before it got to the point where she wouldn't understand what was going on.
Correct. And that's what you would think you need to do. And John even kind of told me later on some of the issues they had, just simple things, going to the movie theater and things of that sort. And I really didn't understand it. But after I took that tour, it just opened my mind and my eyes to what this really was. You can't separate sounds.
Never has a pair of goggles, headphones, and prickly socks ever done more damage to my inner psyche than that virtual tour. And that's all I'll tell you. Headphones, goggles, and prickly socks. Yeah. It changed my outlook on not only what I think about people who go through dementia, but what must the people who have to deal with their significant other were going through this, and you said for better or for worse, till death do us part. And so you have to walk the mile in their shoes with them. Sure. And John will be able to talk about that when he gets here because that's something he did for a very, very long time.
He sure did. I tell you what, John is an incredible man. I mean, he loves his wife to this day. I know he loves her so much, and I've never seen somebody care so much and take care of somebody the way he did, and I respect him so much for that. But that's the part that it really opened my eyes for, was the people who are caring. And if you have somebody at home that you're caring for, a parent or a friend or a neighbor, you really need to recommend that they go to this
and Hospice will
tour.
They'll put groups through it and everything. You just call and set an appointment. They'll let you take the dementia virtual tour.
Yeah, it's huge, and it really helps you understand to some degree what they're going through. That way you get a better understanding on how to approach them and how to do things and why they react a certain way.
That was the thing. Once you go through it and then afterwards you have the discussion and everything, that was some of the things that opened my eyes is, how to deal with these situations. And my sister, my mother, God rest her, this year will be 11 years this December. But my sister waited on her hand and foot, was her caregiver, came back from South Carolina to be her caregiver, and was her caregiver for 4 years until it got to the point where he had to put her in assisted living because it just got to the point where with my mother's angst about her situation and with my sister's family and everything, and then my mother did an incident that if she'd have done it to me, the outcome would have been a whole lot different. But when it came time at the end of, once my mother had passed and all, and the will had come up through probate, and I was the executor and everything, and there was a little nest egg, not much, about $30,000, which in this day and age is nothing.
Sure.
But after the funeral and all, it wasn't $30,000.
Sure.
But there was still some left. And my older sister goes, how are we dividing up the money? I go, we're not. She goes, excuse me? I go, my sister, our youngest sister, toiled away, gave her life up, and waited on Mother, and was Mother's caregiver for 7 of the 10 years that she held on until she passed away.
Sure.
It's nothing. It was no money whatsoever, hardly.
Sure.
But it wasn't even a question. That's who got it.
Sure.
For the sheer just struggle she had been through, caring for somebody. And by the way, my sister had no medical training or anything. It was just her mom was dying.
Right.
And so and my mom was dying from emphysema, from COPD and everything. So it was a particularly gruesome way to go as well.
Sure.
But the fact that my sister did it, there's no way I'd ever been able to pull that off.
Yeah. Caregiving is definitely a struggle, but
the amazing thing about John is, John, when you talk to John, and we'll have him in here in a few minutes, when you talk to him, you talk to him, he was like, that was what I was supposed to do.
Right.
This was not it was a struggle. It was something that at times caused him to have, angst in his life and everything, but it was what he was supposed to do. And he didn't think anything of it. That's what he had to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of caregivers, they are that way. That's what they have to do.
Sure. I mean, think about it if it was your spouse. I mean, that's the love of your life, And I know when they originally moved to Florida back in 2006 when I met them, they moved here originally, I believe, because John's father also had either Alzheimer's or dementia or some form of that, and they wanted to be closer to him in that regard. But he's a special guy, and he definitely holds a special place in my heart as a friend and his family and everybody that he's introduced to us as well. But
we're going to take a break.
Okay.
We'll come back because there's a very special golf tournament. It's the inaugural golf tournament that we've been planning now for better part of 5 months. And we're going to talk about where it is, give some kudos to some people in the community that have really stepped up to help with this,
Sure.
and all of it.
Sure.
Not some of it, not a piece of it, not a percentage of it, but all of the money that we're raising goes to hospice.
That's right.
Now, there is a charge that we have to pay the golf course for using the golf course. But after that bill's paid, everything
towards it. Yes.
is going towards hospice. You're not making a check. I'm not making. All the committee members are completely volunteer.
Oh, yeah.
People that are working the golf tournament are volunteer. We'll tell you about that golf tournament, and hopefully John will be here to share some more of his story. After this timeout, you're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Just in, folks, at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, a great new selection of winter hardy annuals at a truly amazing low price. Now take your pick from snapdragon, petunias, dianthus, flowering cabbage, Johnny Jump Up, and many more. Mix and match your choice, a flat of 15 for just $23.99. It's camellia time, and Bob Wine's famous heirloom sun and shade loving camellias, the gallon size, not $19.99, just $16.99 this week. And those popular dwarf camellias in pink and red, they're just $19.99. Bob has more herbs than you've ever seen. They start at just $1.99. And how about this doorbuster? Confederate Jasmine closeout price, you get 2 for $10. Spruce up for cool weather now at Ocala's 5.5-acre garden. Bob Wine's Camellia Garden, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, in the same blooming place for almost 70 years.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Dance Alive National Ballet presents Phantom, A Tale of Obsession on Saturday, October 30th at 2 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. at the Curtis M. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts in Gainesville. It is a world of love and obsession, good versus evil, the classic love triangle. What better for Halloween? Funding is provided in part by Visit Gainesville, Alachua County. A grant from the City of Gainesville Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Department. Details and ticket information at dancealive.org.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck. You're having another great day and you have good taste tuning into WOCA The Source with Ocala Talks and Tom Schmitz. Well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday. Gary Crawford. I want to say Jerry Crawford for some reason. Gary Crawford and John Reinhardt, they join us in studio to talk about the inaugural Nancy Reinhardt Endowment for Dementia Education. John is here now after erroneously going to the power plant where I used to have my offices because I sent him there with a bad business card. John, it's all my fault. I take complete blame.
Listen,
He's easy to blame.
all right, not to worry. I could have been here in 2 minutes because I live up in Ocala Palms, which is just about 2 miles from here. So, but I'm glad to be here. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Let's talk for a minute, John, about, and without going into great detail, but we've talked about dementia and how we did the virtual tour and how the virtual tour shed some light on, for me, I was angry in 45 seconds of the tour. Angry. Because I was out of my element. I had no control over what was going on. So I was angry. But I've not experienced dementia. I don't have a family member that experienced dementia. But yet it gave me an insight on what my sister had went through, even though it was COPD with my mother. She was my mother's primary caregiver. And if my mother was half of the anger I was in 45 seconds with dementia over her COPD and being bedridden and having to be cared for, then I really feel for my sister being the caregiver. Because a lot of times when you think about patients that have terminal illnesses or patients that have illnesses that eventually lead to hospice being called in, the caregivers are kind of an afterthought sometimes. And that you did that for a very long time, and it's not an easy task.
A lot of people are caregivers and don't even think about it that way. In other words, they're caring for a loved one, and it's a challenge. Being a caregiver is a 24/7 assignment. It's a journey that I had for 9 years. My wife was diagnosed back in 2011 with mild cognitive impairment, which eventually in 2013 we took her up to Shands, and they formally diagnosed the Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is one form of dementia. There are different types of dementia, but that's what she was afflicted with. And so, you know, for that entire time, I had a great support system. And I have to give credit to Gary Crawford, who's my finance advisor, because he encouraged me before, when Nancy was well, to get a long-term care insurance policy. And I said, I don't think I can afford that. He says, well, you can't afford to be without it. So I'm so grateful to him for having done that, because believe it or not, that kicked in, and we took it. We used almost all of it, the amount that was.
And we're glad to have it.
Absolutely, it made all the difference in the world, and that's one of the pressures that a caregiver has, is figuring out financially how they're going to do this to take care of their loved one. And so, you know, my wife inspired me. She passed on April 30th, 2020, but I'm inspired to try to help others and who are on this journey, and in particular to create a legacy for her. So I met with the CEO at Hospice, Rick Bourne, here in Marion County, and I told him what I would like to do. And I said, I have money I want to put into it to get it started, but we started the very first endowment at Hospice. And an endowment gives us the principle that's in perpetuity. We've raised almost $100,000 already, so we're going to work off the interest of that investment. And we're hoping, I would love to see us hire a full-time dementia educator. And the virtual dementia tour is very much a part of that, because that's what we're currently supporting. But I want to say that I think it was back in December that Gary came up with this idea that he and his bride, Dawn, they would like to support an event to generate income for the endowment. So that's why we're having on November 5th, we're having the
big headache. I mean, big golf tournament.
Inaugural golf tournament. For us, it's a big deal.
It is. It's a huge deal.
We have 80 golfers, and we're hoping to raise. We're on our way to 25,000. I'm sure we will raise that. But you know, the whole thing is it's to help support this initiative, and I'm so grateful to Gary and his entire staff. And we've been together since 2006, and I have such regard and such respect for him. But it's given us a shot in the arm, and it's allowing us to grow this endowment and to have an impact, because people who you said it earlier, a lot of people don't know. They may know somebody that has Alzheimer's or dementia, but they don't know a lot about it. And what we're trying to do with the Virtual Dementia Tour and dementia education is to teach people, what is dementia? What are the different kinds of dementia? What are the kinds of behaviors that go with dementia? You know, in the progression, what are the different stages? And, you know, what can you anticipate as time goes on? And how to communicate with someone that has dementia. So, you know, that's a real challenge.
I'm part of the committee that's doing this golf tournament, and what I was amazed at with this great idea, it's a good way to raise money in a community where golfing is Sunday morning church and golf. They rival each other. And so what I was amazed at when I became part of this committee is, as we get the updates of people who have bought rounds of golf to play, or they get hole signs as sponsors, or they want to be a sponsor, you know, a big sponsor like you guys with Pinnacle, or a big sponsor, all that. And then you just see the people that write you a check for $100, but they don't play golf and they don't want to be part of this, but here's a check for $100. Here's a check for $200 because Hospice has helped me with my family member with dementia or everything. I don't play golf. I'm not going to be a part of the golf tournament. But it's amazing to me, while we have sponsors and whole sponsors and all that, we also have just people that just wrote checks just because they want to help other people. No need to play golf. No need to be recognized as sponsor or anything. Just they want to be a helping hand. That to me is amazing.
Well, I think that what you're realizing is that the vast majority of people have had some kind of direct or indirect relationship with hospice. And here in Marion County, we have a wonderful, it's a volunteer and a 501c3 non-for-profit organization that just, these people, the people who work there, for them it's a calling. It's not a job. They do this because they're just so infected with the notion that they're helping people and that it's not about dying, it's about, it's the quality of life that they're aspiring to and that they're trying to help not just the patient, but the family get through this.
By the way, all the money that is raised through this golf tournament, except for the money that has to go to actually pay for the golf and the food for the golfers, because you do have to, the golf course has to incur that cost, so that you have to pay them. Sure. Everything raised, 100% of everything raised after that initial cost goes to hospice.
That's right.
There's no administrative costs. There's nobody making money here. Yeah. Hospice gets 100% of these proceeds. And to me, that's an amazing thing.
Yeah, and one thing I really like about it is you hear about, people educating individuals nationally, on the national level, but this is something right here. This is the first endowment of any type like this that's ever been created through hospice, like John said earlier, but this is the local level. And,
yeah.
And
it's
that's really,
Hospice
that's
of Marion
huge.
County,
That's
not
huge.
Hospice of the United States, Hospice of Marion County.
And think about all the residents here in Marion County and in our, Lake Sumter or surrounding counties that, can be a part of this to really just educate themselves, because let's face it, I mean, in my business, aging is what life is. We're all going to age.
We all age.
And I've seen clients of mine actually, 49 years old, diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
We're never going to outlive Father Time.
And, this is something that's a growing concern. It's happening more and more every day, and it's something that needs to be out there. And, with John creating this endowment, it was just an amazing thing, and we're just really happy to be able to put some effort into it.
We got about a minute left, so if people still want to become a sponsor or they still want to put a foursome in, we still have some sponsor opportunities and time to get some golf teams in. Right. John, tell people where they can go to find out more information if they want to be involved.
Well, they certainly they can go to Hospice, because I know the philanthropy office at Hospice has all the information. It's on the Hospice website, Hospice of Marion County's website. And, of course, Pinnacle. I mean, the entire staff is engaged at this point at Pinnacle in terms of supporting this initiative. And, we have a brochure, but if they just simply call Pinnacle's office, what's the number, Gary?
The local office number is 352-342-9933. I'll say it one more time, 352-342-9933.
Well, guys, thank you for asking me to be a part of this. Thank you for what you're doing to bring awareness to dementia education. And, John, thank you for the commitment you had to your wife, even after the time she's passed with us, God rest her, that you're still making sure that her legacy carries on. Thanks for all y'all do for the community in that way.
Well, thank you for the
time. Appreciate it, buddy.
We'll be right back after this timeout. You're listening to Ocala Talks on The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pride.
Sudan's civilian Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok was put under house arrest, and several other ministers were also detained Monday in what appears to be a military coup in the northeastern African country. The arrests come a day after the Biden administration met with the head of the military faction of the Sudanese government and warned him against staging a coup. A La Nina weather pattern in the Pacific is bringing rain and several feet of snow to California. The National Weather Service in Sacramento issued numerous warnings on Sunday concerning the rainfall, flooding, and debris flows. James Michael Taylor, the actor best known for playing the recurring character Gunther on Friends, has died at the age of 59 from prostate cancer. He passed at his home in Los Angeles, California with family. Tyler was first cast on the show as a background actor, but went on to become the reoccurring character with the most appearances. USA Radio News.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. Even better, all this week, radio listeners get over $700 in free off-the-grid bonuses too. Go to mysolarbackup.com to learn more and check availability. That's mysolarbackup.com. Look for the free report, Crisis Cooling, how to make absolutely sure your meat, milk, and medicines stay safe and cool in any power outage. Yours free at mysolarbackup.com.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Just in, folks, at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala, a great new selection of winter hardy annuals at a truly amazing low price. Now take your pick from snapdragon, petunias, dianthus, flowering cabbage, Johnny Jump Up, and many more. Mix and match your choice, a flat of 15 for just $23.99. It's Camellia time, and Bob Wine's famous heirloom sun and shade loving camellias, the gallon size, not $19.99, just $16.99 this week. And those popular dwarf camellias in pink and red, they're just $19.99. Bob has more herbs than you've ever seen. They start at just $1.99. And how about this doorbuster? Confederate Jasmine closeout price, you get 2 for $10. Spruce up for cool weather now at Ocala's 5.5-acre garden. Bob Wine's Camellia Garden, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, in the same blooming place for almost 70 years.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets. Get it for less.
Dad's service to our country is something we're so proud of. He made a difference and set a great example. Now it's our turn to honor the sacrifices he made for our family and this country. As veteran specialists, Hires Baxley Funeral Service helps us celebrate Dad's life and can help you too. Hires Baxley is here for you during your time of need or when planning for the future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hiresbaxley.com/choice.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Dance Alive National Ballet presents Phantom, A Tale of Obsession on Saturday, October 30th at 2 p.m. and at 7:30 p.m. at the Curtis M. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts in Gainesville. It is a world of love and obsession. Good versus evil. The classic love triangle. What better for Halloween? Funding is provided in part by Visit Gainesville, Alachua County. A grant from the City of Gainesville Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Department. Details and ticket information at dancealive.org.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840.